Hi everybody, this is Kelsey. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel today at Essentially Booked. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to be talking about, Okay, so I am trying to read through all my book of the months this year, and I have a few book of the month books where I have multiple books by that author. They're not necessarily book of the month. So I am using those as kind of a launch pad to decide if I like this author, if I want to try it. So the author for this vlog, episode, whatever, is going to be Liane Moriarty. She's everywhere. I think she's gotten a lot of adaptations of her stuff. So I know on Hulu there is 9 Perfect Strangers. On HBO there's Big Little Lies. I don't know if she has any other ones, but she has a very prolific backlist, and I've happened to buy a few of her books in the past. So my book of the month book that I read, I did this as a buddy read with my friend Liane, is 9 Perfect Strangers by Liane Moriarty. And I own Apples Never Fall on audio, and then I own Big Little Lies. So this episode, this video, is going to be me reading Liane Moriarty and explaining my thoughts on her and if I like her. I would guess, just based on my experience with her so far, is that she's pretty similar to Sally Hepworth. I've only read one book, but I didn't like it. It was The Mother-in-Law. It was shared as a thriller, but it wasn't a thriller. And I think Liane Moriarty and her have similar writing styles. They handle themes pretty similarly. So that's what I'm going off of. I'm kind of, my preconceived notions of her are just that I'll probably like her, but I won't love her, right? So I'm reading 9 Perfect Strangers this month for this buddy read, and just as a way to get my book of the month done. I used this book for a couple prompts for the magical readathon as well. So I don't know when this video will go up. The plan is to read those 3 books and report back. I am cheating a little bit because I have finished this, but anyways, so that's the plan for now, and then I will just kind of report back as we go. Hi everybody. So today I say so a lot. Okay, today is the day before Easter, and I am running to the library to drop off some books, to pick up some books. I need to run to Target. I still need to get a few little things for Easter baskets, but I am reading Liane Moriarty's 9 Perfect Strangers. I'm listening to it on both audio and reading it. I've heard very mixed reviews about this, mostly on the not positive side of this book, but I will say I'm really enjoying it. There is one plot point not really related to infertility per se, but if you are someone who suffers from infertility, just know going in there might be a trigger in there for you. There's also child death. There's a lot of triggers in this book, but I've really enjoyed it. I really like messy people, and so this book has been really fun. I do think the audio is pretty good. I've really enjoyed it thus far. It took a little while to kind of get into the plot of the story, and I think where I'm at now is where the plot will really pick up and resolve itself. And there are a lot of characters, so I recommend, if you are someone who struggles with audio, make sure you have the hard copy and hybrid read it, because there's a lot of characters to keep track of at first. So far, so good. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm reading it as a buddy read with my friend Liane, kind of as a part of Gwen's Book of the Month challenge that she's doing with her Patreon, and also my own challenge where I'm trying to read Book of the Month. So anyone who wants to buddy read books with me, please do. If you see a Book of the Month on my shelf that I haven't read yet, because it's keeping me accountable. It's making sure that I read this. And so I've had this one for a while, and it's a pretty chunky book, and I'm kind of excited that I'm finally getting to it. So there's that. Hello. I am maybe a third of the way through Apples Never Fall, and I started this probably a month ago on audio and put it down because I just wasn't following it. And the audiobook narrator for 9 Perfect Strangers is the same for Apples Never Fall. I think she might narrate all of Liane Moriarty's books, and I could not distinguish her narration from 9 Perfect Strangers, so I was just getting confused in my brain. So I decided to not do audio, read the book in hard copy. And this is about a family who one night this girl just shows up on their parents' doorstep. All the kids are adults, so they don't live with their parents, but this girl shows up on the parents' doorstep. They take her in. It's a super strange situation, and somehow now this girl is living with them. She claims she was like beaten by her boyfriend, and the matriarch takes pity. Her name is Joy. She brings Savannah into the home. Savannah is the girl that shows up on their doorstep. So there's that going on. And then you fast forward and suddenly Joy is missing. And so right now you're reading the book through the perspective of the 4 adult children, and they're kind of trying, it's both past and present. So they're figuring out their perspective with Savannah in the picture. And then there's also the perspective of the investigation with the mother missing. So Liane Moriarty does really good in-depth character study, I think. Like, I like people behaving badly, and so I think that's why I'm enjoying this one. It is kind of slow, but she just has really funny side comments that she makes throughout her writing. Like at one point, a person is asking one of the siblings how the meal was, and he's like, "It's fine, but it isn't any Gordon Ramsay." Like things like that that are just kind of witty and funny. I am going to try to finish this book this week, and then I'm going to hopefully read Big Little Lies next and keep vlogging my way through this. This vlog is taking me a lot longer than I thought it would, but 'tis life and 'tis reading. So okay, so it's been a while since I've done any updates on Liane Moriarty. I finished Apples Never Fall, and I've read 2 books by her so far. I would say this was about a 3-star read. It really took me a while to get into it. I liked it better than No, I didn't. I think I liked 9 Perfect Strangers better than this one. The main gist of the story is this family they own a tennis school. The parents are older, and the mom like just up and disappears, and everybody is looking for her. They don't understand why she went missing. Of course, the worst intentions are presumed. And so you kind of see the ramifications through the family. The husband becomes a suspect. The kids have their own theories. The kids have their own issues. It goes to the past, and randomly, like one day, this girl just shows up at their doorstep and is hurt. And she says she's in like a domestic abuse incident. So the parents take this girl in and kind of let her live with them for a while. Like she milks off of them. And it's just this really strange situation. Like children of this couple are like, "Mom and Dad, what are you doing? This feels weird, but whatever." And this girl, her name is Savannah, and Savannah, like, there's just something not right. Like something's off with her. And she kind of plays into the fears of the family, all this stuff. And then you fast forward to the future, the mom goes missing, and you're trying to figure out how Savannah is like tied in with that. And like, this read really similarly to 9 Perfect Strangers as far as voice and tone, which makes sense because it's the same author, right? But like, it was kind of hard for me to distinguish different characters because I kept picturing 9 Perfect Strangers or vice versa. And both 9 Perfect Strangers and Apples Never Fall are like her most recent works. So I'm now gonna read Big Little Lies, which I've heard really good things about this from a lot of people, and I'm hoping it reads a little different. Both Apples Never Fall and 9 Perfect Strangers were about 3-star reads. I think I liked 9 Perfect Strangers better just for the twist. This, at least Apples Never Fall, the twist, the mystery, whatever, it just kind of fell flat for me. It didn't really do much. It wasn't a major reveal. Like, it was kind of dumb at the end. Whereas 9 Perfect Strangers, well, I thought that the premise was bizarre. It's still like kind of tied together. It still felt twisty and like kept going. Whereas this book, I just was bored at the end, and it took me a really long time to get through. So we will start with Big Little Lies next, and I will keep you guys updated as we go along. Better than I did for this one. So, all right, until the next video. I am a quarter of the way into Big Little Lies, and this is my 3rd and final Liane Moriarty book for this vlog. I am loving it way more than both Apples Never Fall or Nine Perfect Strangers. Like, I'm just more invested in the characters. I think her writing is better. It's still got the tons of characters, learning about them and their motivations and kind of trying to figure out their past, but the characters are just better drawn in here, and I'm just way more intrigued by this story. The story follows a group of mothers with kids at this seems like wealthy prep school-ish type elementary school. They're all starting kindergarten right now, and you're trying to figure out just the dynamics between all of them and what is going on. And then there's little interviews at the end of every chapter with the police because a crime is committed at some point. So you're just seeing what built up to that crime. And it's way better than the other two that I read. So maybe her backlist is where it's at, but I will keep you guys updated. Okay. So, halfway through Big Little Lies, and I do like this the best of the 3 books that I've read by Liane Moriarty so far, but why are her books so long? Like, I'm only halfway through and I've put so much time into this book. I don't know. I don't think that any of her books are very different. Like, they're all lots of characters with weird quirks, introspection on characters, their perceptions of other characters, amidst like pretty normal life things. I mean, Nine Perfect Strangers is probably the most bizarre, what with the retreat and the drugs. And then Apples Never Fall was just kind of a family drama. This is a kindergarten drama, kindergarten mom drama. So basically she just changes the setting and has similar things. I don't know. I'm bored. I don't think she's that great. I get why people like her to an extent, but you only need to read 1 book to really understand her, and I don't find the books to be that different. Big Little Lies is better because it doesn't feel like she's trying as hard, whereas Nine Perfect Strangers and Apples Never Fall, I really do think she was trying way too hard. Like, it was just bizarre, and probably a bad thing that those are what I started with. So I don't know. I am gonna finish this, and someday, I don't know, I'm gonna grab the audio and maybe get through it faster, because I would like this video to go up on Sunday so that I can be done with Liane Moriarty. Currently have zero interest in picking up anything else from her. Maybe this book will just blow me away and I'll be okay, but I think I've experienced enough of her to understand her MO and like what she is, but I don't know. It's kind of boring. Hi. So, guys, finished it, gave it 4 stars, which shocks me, like actually shocks me, because I cannot say that the first half of this book made me think it was a 4-star read. The last half of it was so fast. I wanted to know what happened. I started to really care about the characters. Trigger warnings for domestic violence, but I think this book has really good conversations and perspectives on that, which is why I think I gave it such a high rating. This one has a lot more depth than her other books. The 2 that I've read, so Nine Perfect Strangers and Apples Never Fall, were just so outlandish and so long and kind of superficial, honestly. The characters were all superficial. There wasn't the depth that there was in Big Little Lies. And yes, these characters are like ritzy mothers, but there's so much depth to this storyline. There's also things that made me laugh. I liked this way better than the other 2. So her backlist, maybe it's better. That's what I've kind of heard from a lot of people. But I'm actually really surprised I gave this 4 stars. I will say the last 2 days I couldn't put it down, which says something. All of her books are long. I think the front half could have probably been edited a lot, but still, I just actually really enjoyed this. So now I'm kind of excited. I'm going to watch the mini series on Max and see what I think. It has Nicole Kidman in it and I think Jennifer Lawrence. So I will probably try an episode later today, but I'm really excited. I'm finally done with this vlog series. I think I started this series in like February at least, and it is now August. So yeah, I don't know if that's a good sign for like future video ideas I have, but I will say that I'm glad it's over. So I've read 3 Liane Moriartys and 2 I did not really like, very low ratings, and this one I loved. So cool. I don't think I'll pick up anything else from her. I think I've figured out she's mostly not the author for me. I know if I pick anything up, it'll be What Alice Forgot or The Husband's Secret, and it will be a long time from now because I've read 3 Liane Moriartys this year and I'm good for a while. So there's that. I don't necessarily think she's an author for me, but I'm glad I read this because it was so popular. So yeah, okay, 3 books. Liane Moriarty, not really an author for me, but I'm glad I did it. That's it for this, okay? All right. Got my Cheesehead mug. I've got a bunch of meetings and I have a CLE this afternoon for work. So I am starting my day, and yeah. A CLE is continuing legal education for those of you who are not attorneys. I have to have so many credits in a year. I'm actually above them, but I just try to really load them in case something were to happen and I couldn't. I just want a buffer, right? All right. Anyways, cheers. Bye. Till the next video. If you've made it all the way to the end, drop a coffee cup emoji because that's my life right now. Okay, cool. Bye.